Welcome, everybody.
Dawn.
Hi, Dawn.
Hey,
Good
Doug.
morning.
Good morning.
Morning,
Morning.
afternoon.
Morning.
Hold on.
I have made a vow to
Morning.
have a shot of brandy for every image that I review. So
Good, you'll be
Morning,
drunk while you
Kelly.
see mine.
Yeah,
Those of you at
exactly.
the
Good
end.
thought.
those of you at the end, I just want to say, it's really good. Okay. All right. Well, we'll wait. We'll wait one more minute. One of the things about this type of review is we go from the top and, first in, first reviewed kind of thing. So if people are not here right at the beginning, you may not get your picture reviewed, and that would be a shame. I'll always say something about the picture, but it's better if you are here, obviously. Gallery, and now I've got to share the screen, which is that one. Then I have to go back to gallery again. All right. I'm sure glad a bunch of you showed up. Makes me happy. Makes me know that I've done something. And again, I'll say this again for those of you who are watching just the review. You don't have to shoot liquor here. Now, this is a adult beverage class, and we are shooting liquors. But if you're against liquor or you don't imbibe liquor, you can use iced tea, you can use soda, you can use sparkling water. There's 100 things you can use. It doesn't have to be brandy. In other words, brandy was the idea was the color of brandy. All right, let's get going. Unless there's any questions at all about the class.
Hey, Dawn,
Yeah,
can I say something?
sure.
All he wanted to know.
Arnold, are you going to say something? Arnold, are you there?
He's muted.
Well, his audio was there for a minute, wasn't it?
Yeah, but he's muted now.
You're muted. If you're saying anything, Arnold, you're muted. Technology, folks. Technology. Arnold, if you can hear me, if you get your audio working, yes, you're more than welcome to say anything. Anybody's welcome to say anything. All right. First up.
Hello?
Hello?
Oh, there he is.
Hello?
Hello?
Can you guys hear me?
Yes.
Yeah?
All right, yes, yeah, I just want to say this, all right? Very sorry if I offended anybody on my post, because that was not my intention. All right, my intention was to consider just the history and provenance of branding. That's all. Was not intending to dictate anything. Okay, and sorry again if you guys felt that I was doing that.
I think everybody's fine with it, Arnold. We don't have, one of the things that I pride myself in is at Project 52, we don't have any trolls, but we do have people who are willing to agree and disagree and do it in a civil manner. And I didn't see all of that thread, but it looked to me like everybody was being civil and just, agreeing and not and disagreeing. So there's nothing wrong with that, folks. That's how we all learn. All of us learn every day by agreeing and disagreeing with people.
Here, here.
So, okay. Thank you, Arnold. All right, let's jump back into Amy. Amy is a
Done.
wonderful, hi, Amy, wonderful photographer. She's got a beautiful brochure on drinks that she did, beverages that she did. She's been sending out to art directors, right, Amy?
Yes.
Yes. See, a no answer would have brought an entire army of
I
zombies.
just wanted
to
to
your
credit
house.
for no
Yeah,
reason.
you don't
Yeah.
want to go with no. All right. This is just lovely. Wow, what a
Thank
beautiful
you.
shot to start out with. I love this is the subtle art of shooting glassware. Look at the black line right down the glass. Isn't that lovely? All the way through, you never lose the glass. You never lose the edge of the glass. Now, is that is actual brandy in here? Is this,
It's not brandy. I used another brown liquor. Yeah,
okay.
some whiskey probably. I don't even
Yeah.
remember what it was.
The color just looks beautiful in here and the reflection is great. Lovely shot.
Thank you.
Wide angle lens or this kind of looks more like a
No.
normal?
This was my 105.
Oh, really?
Yeah,
Okay, so all this distortion here that we're seeing here, that's coming from the actual
That's-
image then.
yeah, that's a gobo.
Got it.
Yeah, so it was, I just lit it with one light, no fill, no nothing. I did try another variation where I had a little ambient light to light up the surface, but I preferred the really stark look with the deep shadows.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's just really beautiful.
Thanks.
Nice addition to your so your product. Where was the gobo? It was always here.
Yeah, over all the way on the left. Yeah.
Oh, you're using right there.
Yep.
Oh, okay. That's a focusing spot?
Yeah. New toy. So I was kind of playing with it.
Yeah, lovely.
Yeah.
That's the last light you get, folks, is when you're looking
Yeah.
for lights and you think I got everything, get a focusing spot. They're really fun.
Yeah.
Beautifully done.
Thank you.
Lovely. Catherine Gooding.
Good morning.
Hi.
Hi.
Look at your beautiful design. We've got the cask going this way and the cask going that way back here. Just sort of mimics each other. Your glass looks beautiful. Is that window light in a scrim? Is that what we have?
No, there's a constant light
Oh,
behind the
okay.
scrim.
All right, we'll take a look at it. You got
Yeah.
a little bit of warm light sneaking in over here, which gives us just
Mhm.
a little bit of warmth. My advice, and my advice is worth exactly what you're paying for it. But my advice is, this is cold. That is warm. I'd warm this cold up just a little bit.
Oh, okay.
Even though it's window light, the brandy is warm. We bring those tonalities up just a little bit. I love how you split the brandy bottle back with the glass. Very nice. Let's take a look at how you lit this.
No bubbles.
And I'm one of the people that used tea.
Fine.
And I found that it's not as pretty as real brandy, but that's okay.
No, but at the same time, you also want to be careful about pouring somebody tea if they're expecting brandy, which is
true.
Is tough, but it's worse the other way. If they're expecting tea and they take a great big old sip of that brandy and burn their eyeballs out.
Right.
Love this. You got it coming through a scrim. It's a hard light here, right?
Mhm.
LED coming through a scrim.
Yeah.
Just for I would have brought the scrim right to the table. Got it
Oh,
as
okay.
close to that brandy glass as I could get it.
Okay.
And then the light coming through here is daylight. That's on your LED. So that's where the
Mhm.
blue is coming from. And the
Mhm.
orange on this side is just your tungsten environment there.
Mhm.
Yeah, really pretty.
Yeah. Thank you very
Well
much.
done. Super simple. Very nice.
Thank you.
Very nice, Catherine. Solid shot. Yeah, you can, one thing you can do, Catherine, do you have the Nick collection?
I do.
Okay.
Somewhere.
Yes, Viveza.
Okay.
I'm a super big fan of Viveza. Viveza to me is worth the entire price of the suite of tools, because you're only going to use about 10% of those tools. There's a lot of goofy stuff in there, make
Right.
it kind of clownish looking. But Viveza, you put the point right here where my mouse is and expand that circle to about there, and then start to open it up with brightness, and you'll
Mhm.
pull all that brandy color back into this tea.
Nice.
No
Thank you.
bubbles.
All right, next one up is Kevin. Kevin, are you here? Kevin. All right, dang it. I like very much the front here. Got a little bit of a glare there that I think you could take down in Lightroom pretty well. or even Vivesa for that matter, the bottle, the brandy's coming through. It looks like there's some sort of something on the other side here, which is
Maybe so.
which is kind of messing this up. I'd smooth that out very well, Kevin, but I really like where you put your horizon, getting that horizon right down on there, splitting the I guess the flange here on this thing really brings out the shape of it. All right. Oops, did I just stop sharing? I didn't want to do that.
Not now, thank you.
All right. All right, next one up. Oh, and this is how Kevin did it. Strip box, not quite 45, giant diffusion material.
Hey, Don, no, that's mine for the next shot. This is Greg.
Oh, this is Greg. Okay. I was just going to ask myself, where's the bottle? Okay. This is behind the scene. So you're using 12 by 36 strip box. That's a strip light thing, and behind the diffusion material. Okay.
Nick, that good.
That looks good. You got a little spray on the background. Gold card on a second frame and combined. Yeah. That's so pretty. Get that little sparkle of gold. We don't know where it came from because it came from a different shot. It's like interplanetary, more of a time warp thing. And yet we're seeing it right here. This is really beautiful, Greg.
Thank you.
Really pretty. I love the reflection. Yes, sir. Nice.
So does it bother you or anybody else? Really, it is what it is. The reflection in the glass is jagged, but
Yes.
What you're seeing is the marble that it's sitting on. So
Yes, it does bother me.
okay.
I think you should clean this up. And right here as well. But you're seeing the marble here. Right?
Right.
Maybe just now, not right now.
Yeah. Yeah, I would clean it up, Greg. I think it would look, this looks
Okay.
nice. I think it would look much better if it was cleaned up.
Okay.
Yeah.
You can, yeah. No. Yeah, no, not, I don't.
Okay, somebody's not muted.
Yeah,
Please.
but they're actually nice pictures, I must say. So yeah, keep the one with Emma for tomorrow.
I can't see who that is.
I see. Yeah.
Alan Munce Mason.
I got it. All right, nice, Greg. Always good. Rick Matkowski.
Morning, Don.
Rick, what's up, man?
Yeah, just chilling out with you and the rest of the gang on a Saturday. It's wonderful.
A nice feeling of light coming from the top and a beautiful highlight down the side. The color looks good. Is this a multiple exposure?
Nope.
Okay, so what's behind this to give it that color? Anything?
Yeah, white.
Got a white card back there?
Yeah.
Let's take a look. Oh, we can't see it. All right.
Can't
So
see
he's
it.
got a white
It's-
card behind
it-
here,
It's
catching
a,
the light from this scrim, which is your side light, and then the white card behind the liquor. How far back is it? Couple
it's right
inches?
on the glass, Don.
Oh, you put it on the glass. Okay.
Yeah. I just cut out a small piece and stuck it to the back of the glass.
Oh, okay. All right. Yep.
And
So that's what's lighting up there.
It affected because of the curvature of the glass, I guess. It's kicking light off that overhead.
Yep.
Without it, it's pretty dark.
Yep. You got your chocolates and your cloth and everything. I think your shot is actually tighter.
Yeah, you're right.
I think it's going to be stronger there because there's a lot of this that's just sort of there and it's not given any credence to the image. However, if you were shooting this for me as an art director, this is exactly how you'd shoot it. I get to crop it, not you.
You're starting to influence me, Don, when you say, hey, set it up and then back off a little bit, shoot it a little wider and give others an opportunity to play with it.
you're rarely going to shoot something that's going to fit perfectly for what the art director wants. Greg is a former art director. He's still an art director. Greg's an art director. It's frustrating when you get an image that you can't crop, right?
Yeah, it's nice to have the room. Like I'm already putting a headline over the top of this, Don.
Yep.
So I'm glad to have the room.
Yep. Boom. Yeah, we got a headline going up here. You know, great big headline about the brandy. We got some room down here for some type. And over here, we got a Q thing and a contact form and all that stuff. And now that picture looks good, right? Now it makes sense. Let the art director have room to breathe. We do, for everybody here, we do talk about the work here as a commercial basis. No matter what you do, we do talk about it commercially. You can take that information or leave it. That's up to you, but that's how I teach is commercial photography. So we do talk about those applications. This is how you shot it. Nice. Is that cardboard in front of your, Rick, is that cardboard there? You're muted, sir.
Sorry, Don. Yeah, that's my hack to turn a 2x3 to a 1x3.
Perfect. Perfect. That's
It
the
works
best
like a
thing in the
champ.
world, folks. Buy yourself a big, a good size softbox. And if you want a strip light, cut a piece of black cardboard and put a strip light down the middle of it. Why buy another light? Just cut a hole out like that, stick it in front of your thing. Now you have a strip light. And if you want to make one that's square, cut one that's square. And now you got a square light. It's, it's just the light is the same and you're still coming through a scrim. So beautiful. Nicely done, Rick.
Thanks.
Lauren kind of shooting up a little bit at this. A lot of texture here, Lauren.
Thank you.
Yeah. Yeah. Color in the brandy looks good. Oh, I like this texture thing. Is that a Photoshop add-on? I mean, you're putting it on.
Yeah. I replaced the background.
Okay. And you've got smoke. Is that in the shot or is that?
That's in the shot. I've got a little smoke machine that I used.
I got to see how you did this. Okay. Smoke gun. So you got smoke going on down here. Shot it against blue and then added this funky background here.
Yeah.
Clean. Kind of fun. I like it.
Thank you.
What did you shoot this on?
My D750.
Okay.
And I've got the camera settings in the behind the scene.
It looks a little soft to me here and here, but I don't know if it is or not. We'll look at your camera settings, setting, camera. F8, yeah, I think it's just the way it looks. F8 gonna give you plenty of depth of field for these two glasses.
Yeah.
What lens was it?
That's my 24 to 120.
Do you remember where in the
Yeah.
Let me look real quick. I want to say it was 97.
okay, so somewhere around 100.
Yeah.
Yeah, so maybe that 100, the F8 might be a little soft. Nicely done.
Thank you.
Yeah. Graham, are you up this time of day? No, Graham is in Australia. I bet it's like,
I'm here.
oh, he is there.
Yep.
So what time is it in Australia?
It must be about 4:15 or 4:30 or something.
Yeah, there you go. In the afternoon
Yeah,
or in the morning?
4:21. Morning.
Morning, yeah.
But I
Graham
think
is a glutton for punishment. It doesn't matter. He's up at midnight coming to these classes. So
You can say that again.
that's just a really nice shot.
Thank you.
Your
Cool,
ice
thank you.
looks great. Now, is this purchased ice
Thank
or is this the stuff that's made out of the plastic?
Thanks.
It is Plastic. What I did, and I put this in the, I think it might have been Derek that mentioned it. What it is I bought two different lots of ice. One's like shards, not the really expensive stuff. I managed to get hold of some years ago for a different purpose, and I knew I could get some, so I went searching till I found it. And then the main ice cube there, which is got the raised section on it, that main, yeah, that one. I bought a whole lot of cheap square ice. I mean, they're terrible, as you say. But what I did this probably 12 months ago, is a heat gun and a glass test tube. If you use anything else, it sticks to the glass once it's molten, but it sticks to the plastic of the cube. But if you use glass, and I've got glass test tubes here, so I just pushed it and manipulated it with glass test tubes till I got shapes that I like, did it on all 6 sides. And I'm planning on doing it the rest of the cubes
And
later as well.
That's just with the cheap cubes you're doing it with.
Yeah, the
Yeah,
only problem
good.
with it is, and I've left some in here because I didn't mind it, is it for some reason put a lot of air bubbles, which I don't really truly understand why, but it put a lot of air bubbles in it. Ice does have air in it sometimes, so I've left some, but it had a lot in it. So
yeah, that's not a problem. There is a mixture that we were talking about a couple of years ago, and I cannot find it. I was looking for it, but it's actually, you make this stuff and it's like rubber. It's a thing, and then you can cut it with a razor knife and really whittle out some nice cubes from it. But
I'll have a look. I've got the details of that somewhere.
But if you're going to shoot brandy and whiskey and anything, you need what they call whiskey ice, or the perfect ice. You're going to pay between $150 and $500 per cube.
Yeah,
but if you're making a living at it, that's a pretty cheap thing. You can't use the cheap ice. Now yours might work, but you can't use the cheap, Michael's Art Supplies ice for the brandy or the whiskey. It won't work.
Well, it looks
You need
shocking.
that
Yeah,
perfect acrylic cube, and boy, they charge you for it.
I apologize for this. I shot it in the middle of the night.
Yeah,
it
that's
was
all right.
no light, and then Suzanne came out the next day and was, can I put this away? And I said yeah. And then I thought, I haven't done the BTS yet. I raced out there with the camera was flat, so I raced out there with whatever I had and took a photo. So
Cool.
it's not even in focus. I do apologize, but
Not
the
a problem.
information's there. So
Not a problem. Thank you, Graham.
Hey,
yeah,
Don,
have a good one, everybody.
Yes.
Hey, Don, it's Rick. That product you were thinking about in Capso K.
Okay. Do you have a link or something?
Yeah.
If you can, whatever you do, put it in the chat, because the chat, I can save the chat as text, and then we can find that stuff.
Okay.
Very good. Jim Hill.
Hello.
Hi, Jim. How you doing, man?
Oh, pretty good. 7 degrees today in Iowa, so pretty good.
All right. I'm not going to tell you what it is here in Phoenix, okay? I don't want you to feel bad. I love the light coming through here. You've blocked it off with a flag, I believe. Take a look here. Yes, you have. Blocked it off with a flag using a scrim and a light behind it. Look how pretty the scrim is here. You know, I'm a big believer, folks, that these 5-in-1s and these 6-in-1s, they're the best lighting investment you can ever make. Dollars for value. Dollars for value. These things you can get, they're all under $100. You'll get more possibilities out of these things than you can imagine for 75 bucks. Absolutely workhorses. When you buy them, buy 2 the same size, because there's times when you're going to want 2 the same size because of reflections, eyes, in the eyes, type things like that. Really, really nice. I love the color. Oh, sorry, I went the wrong way there, Jim. I love your little dash of color coming through here. That's very nice. Good composition too. as this dominates the left side, but what dominates over here is the shadow. This is because the shadow is coming into this light. This is just as powerful as this. Works well.
Thank you.
Yep. And what'd you shoot it with? Oh, here it
Is
is.
it? Yeah, there you are.
Sony C7. That's a full frame.
That's a full frame. Yep.
Yep. Yeah. Oh, a smart guy. Right there. Smart guy. Everybody goes out and buys the ADs. Folks, if you're working in the studio, get the SKs. They just plug into the wall. It's like every other strobe we worked with for the last 50 years. And if you need to go out into the world with your strobes, that's really great. Buy a battery from Paul Buff and you can plug 2 of these into it.
They're really not very expensive.
Oh, they're cheap as hell, really.
Yeah.
Realize this, guys, that when I was starting out, the cheapest strobe you could buy was the Brownline, not the Normans, the other one. I have Normans. Speedotron. Brownline Speedotron. And that would have, for 4 lights and a power pack, that would have set you back about $2,000. Maybe $1,500, $2,000. And now you can go get one of these for like $200.
Yeah, that might have been under 150.
Yeah. Yeah. Great. Really well done. Thank you, sir. It's funny, in some ways, some things have become more expensive in photography and some things have come way down. A 15-inch MacBook Pro with Photoshop is cheaper than the enlarger I bought for the darkroom, let alone building the darkroom and the temperature control and the sink and everything else. You know, those were like $5,000 investments to put a darkroom in. And now you can get a Lightroom and Photoshop on a good MacBook Pro, and you're probably around $2,100. All right. Lovely. This is Nina. Are you there? Nice highlights on the side. Nina, a little bit messy right in there. I have a feeling this is focused on this glass and that glass. I think this one's sharp and this one isn't. I think it's getting a little soft down there. I think. Make sure, Nina, that your forward glass is in focus. It's always going to be a problem if the forward glass is not in focus. Nice shot with the Crevassier pouring in there, and good color here. How did we do it?
Don, on that one.
What's that?
On that photo, it looks like there's a hole in the top of the thing and it's allowing some sort of twist. If you look at it, it doesn't look like a standard pour, if you get what I mean. How would that have been done? Would that be a composite, or is there a hole in the top? I love that look.
I don't know. A hole in the top of what, sir?
At the where the wine or the cognac's pouring from, it looks like some is being poured out. Yeah, where your mouse is. See that
right there, where it's coming like from behind?
It looks like it's pouring out from underneath from.
It does look a little odd, but Nina's not here, so I don't know. That could be a separate image. This whole
I was wondering if
pour
it's
in the glass could be a
or
separate image, yeah. Or
okay.
Put it. I don't know. I wish I did.
Yeah, I thought I'd ask because I love the look of it.
Ah, Teresa. Teresa, are you here?
It's good.
Oh no, Teresa's not here. Pretty color. This orange and this orange. All I would say, Teresa, to tweak it a little bit, is match this orange up here. Just pull out some more orange so they match. So you almost have a 3-color shot. The orange against the blue is beautiful. Your glass is beautiful. All these weird reflections and stuff, that just, I think, goes with the fact that you've got, you're doing things with the light through here. That little choppy thing there, I don't know. I think I would probably take that out, make it come straight in. That's a little weird there. It's very, look where it is. It's right in the middle, right? It's right in the middle of the shot here. I'd fix that right there, Teresa, but the rest of the shot looks very pretty.
The spinning GIF is cool.
Yeah.
That's over there to the side.
Yeah, Teresa is extremely talented, just really, really talented. There we go. And she's shooting with hard lights. She's got an 8200 up there, hard light. Foam core. And I don't know if she's got something back behind the scrim or not. I tend to think not, because she is using a hard light. Look at that little, almost like a star spray coming. Isn't that great? Love it. Jody Ellis. Jody, are you here? Jody. Oh,
I'm
darn.
here, I'm here, I'm here.
Oh, there you are.
Yeah,
Okay, so you've got some lovely little amaretto, and you shot it against black, or did you take it out and Photoshop? No, you shot it.
yeah.
Okay. What's behind the amaretto to make it glow?
Gold, there's gold.
Oh, there it is.
oil kind of stuff that I got at the dollar store, and I put it behind the glass and behind the amaretto bottle. I ended up cutting up a whole bunch of stuff because it kept peeking out from the sides. And
Yep.
yeah. And so
Well, you
then
ended up doing a really nice job with it, because that amaretto looks very pretty in here.
it's very old, Dawn. It's been in the basement since 1980.
What's your amaretto?
Yes.
Wow.
I think we didn't like it.
Amaretto is an acquired taste, but in coffee, just a little bit in coffee, it's really, really good. Oh, well, that's really pretty. I would have suggested you put some cards on the side to get a little highlight down this. However, that being said, this bottle does stand out very well. The only place we lose the bottle is here. And are you good in Photoshop?
Yeah.
I would just cut this lid out, right?
Okay.
And just dodge up that edge
Okay.
very faintly. Very faintly.
Yeah.
Dodge up that edge so we get a little bit of edge there, because you've got an edge up here, you got an edge there, no
Yeah.
problem. And then see if you'd had a white card over here, we'd get more of this gold. This gold is reflecting the black
Yeah, I had
surface.
a gold card over there, but it didn't.
Yep, but
yeah.
it's not the right angle. If you look at
Yeah.
the angle of incidence where we're coming here,
Yeah.
this is reflecting over there.
Okay.
So that's where you could put a white card on the ground right over there. The way I would do it in a modern situation is I'd have your lighting just like you have here. And I'd put a white card over here to get this edge. And I'd get a white card back behind it facing this way to get that edge, put a little edge on it. And then I would lay white cards all around here. I'd cut it out and put a white card right there. That white card is going to open up all this gold here and see it. And then all I have to do is put the white card picture below the, or above the picture with the black, right? And
Right.
mask it out. Take out the
Okay.
white, and the whole
Yeah.
thing will pop.
Okay, thanks.
Yeah, very nice. Let's look at your behind the scenes. What did you shoot this with?
It was a 24-to-105 on a full frame with a what do you call those things that take the glare off?
Very
Oh.
good.
Filters that take, sorry, senior moment, I can't remember what you call them. It's not a diffuser, but it goes, you turn it and it makes the glare go away.
Polarizer.
Polarizer.
There you go.
Yeah. Make polarizers for your lights too.
Yeah. Because I
Very
was
nice.
getting all sorts of glitter all over the place that I didn't like, so.
Very good. Giannis, are you here?
Hello, Don. Hello,
Hi,
everyone.
Giannis.
How are you?
Hi. You always meet expectations.
Oh, thank you.
Really lovely. Black plexi.
Yes, that's black.
How did you are you shooting down with something to get that edge there? Or is a plexi in there and then there's card behind it, or?
No. Behind is the gray background that I have, and that's the edge of the plexiglass.
Okay, beautiful. How are
Yeah,
you?
you'll see that behind the.
Behind
Sorry?
the scenes, you're always going to get a good behind the scenes from Giannis. And you can see multiple shots combined. Just take out all you have to do is mask everything but the liquor and it comes through. Several ways to skin a cat here. And this is one way to do it. Just a beautiful shot.
Thank you, Don.
Giannis, you've shot film, right?
Oh, yes.
Yeah. Can you remember what it would be like to try to shoot something like this on an 8x10?
Oh, God. That's
It's like
that's difficult. Yeah.
you-
Crazy
you-
things.
It's just insane. This would
Insane.
be literally, and I'm not kidding, folks, this would be an all-day shot.
Yeah.
All day, and you would shoot Polaroid after Polaroid after Polaroid and trying to find out how you could somehow hide something with a piece of gold card back there that had to be cut perfectly to see that. Oh my God. These days,
Very difficult.
so much easier. But making it easy doesn't make it beautiful. Photographer makes it beautiful. Just really lovely, Giannis.
Thank you, Don.
And these little things that Giannis does here, folks, they're valuable. He doesn't mind if you grab them and stick them in your folder. All right, Arnold.
Hello, Don. Hi, everyone.
Hi. What is that an ice cube or what is that?
That's titanium ice cube.
It's a what?
Titanium ice cube.
Oh, is that a real thing?
Yes, it is a real thing. You can buy them, and they actually use this as food grade. The connoisseurs, they actually use this instead of ice because it doesn't dilute the taste of the liquor. You put it in the freezer, it has water inside, and it's food grade titanium. So you put it in, it takes the temperature, the cold temperature, preserves the mix, the way it tastes because the water doesn't dissolve in it.
I've never heard of them, but God, that's really cool.
They call it whiskey stone as well. That's the other term for it. Right? So this is what people have been using lately instead of actual ice.
How much are these?
It ranges. I mean, you can get a cheap one for $10. You can get a really good one for $60 or $150 or even higher. And there are gold-plated ones as well. So the range is really wild.
So it's probably a little bit less expensive than buying the acrylic ones.
And the other motivation
I would imagine this is going to take over and be the ice cube of choice.
Yeah, I didn't want to do another regular ice cube. So I figured, well, titanium's being used. I mean, actually used. So I figured, why not use titanium ice cubes?
Very cool. I love your highlights. I love the highlights here. Really nice. They're kind of brushed on. I love the fact that we can see the entire rim here. The titanium looks cool. The design of having that one cube like that is very cool because it shows off the uniqueness of it. And of course, your horizon is giving us this flare beautifully through here.
Do these cubes float or are they just?
Oh, no, they don't. They're metal. They're heavy. So I had to secure it inside with poster putty. Really like small poster putty inside. So stand it up so it would not tip over. And speaking of tipping over, I actually had, originally I was shooting a snifter glass and I had a titanium cube inside and it rolled over and I broke the glass. So this is technically my second shot because I broke the snifter glass and I couldn't go out and buy one quickly. So I used a smaller one. So you
Yeah.
have to be careful with it.
Yep. Beautiful 2 scrims.
Yep.
With strip lights behind them.
Yeah, they're
Okay.
angled. They are about 45 degrees behind. They are actually set back and facing the camera. You can actually alternate the gradient, the way the gradient forms by having the other one positioned towards the subject. So that's
And you
playing with the way the gradient softens out.
And you can see here, this is where the softbox is closer to the scrim. And this is where, you know, it's farther away. And the scrim just sort of melts off into the glass. Beautiful.
Yeah, and I had to use shower curtain on this because it gives me a different feel and look to the
All right,
highlights.
I've got some news for everybody in the US. The dollar store, which will soon be renamed as the $1.25 store. The dollar store has shower curtains, white shower curtains for $1. Buy one, buy 2, buy 4. Just keep them. They're plastic, but they don't have a they don't have a color cast. So yeah, that's quite a lighting tool for $1. They do feel like they would last at least 3 showers. After that, I think they'll be pretty wrecked. But so this is something you can make a scrim out of. And if it gets wrecked, take the other half and make a scrim out of it for $1, 50 cents a scrim. That's the dollar store. Is that what it
Can
is?
I say,
The one
can I
by
say
us,
something?
Marion? Is that the dollar store or Dollar Tree? Marion? Marion? What? Is the place by us a Dollar Tree or a dollar store?
Dollar Tree.
Dollar Tree, Dollar Tree. So, yeah.
May I say something about the curtains or
Yeah.
screens? If anybody is shooting bottles or glasses for better reflections and fading out, is to use double screen or double curtains in a bit of space between them and makes the perfect gradation.
Yes, I
Yeah,
recommend using a 1x3 to build your frame. Put scrim on the front, put a scrim on the back. You've got 3 inches between. It
Yes.
really gives you a nice padding. And if you're using a 400 watt second strobe, you're not going to, you know, you can still have plenty of
yeah,
power.
especially for glasses and bottles, it's perfect choice.
Yep. And if you're good with sewing and stuff, you can do some cool stuff. All right, Robert.
I'm here. Good morning.
Very, very ethereal. No, very ethereal. Get these little lines to delineate the glass. And every time you look at it, you think you're going to lose the glass and you don't. The glass is everywhere. It's like only this front little part here is in focus. Am I right?
I think so, yes.
Yeah. That's pretty
But I
cool.
shot it at f8. I shot it at f8 at about 55 millimeters. And I was focusing on that line there. The
Yeah,
water.
you're very, very close. F8's not going to get this whole glass. You'd have to be at 16 or 22. So yeah, so that makes that one little line here be in focus. See see that where that little black comes in there, right where my mouse is? I'd get rid of that and clean that line up, that yellow line, clean that up perfectly, because that is the center of your picture. When you look at it, it's the first thing we see is the color against the white here. That looks really, really good. It's a fun shot.
Thank you. I have a question.
Yeah.
I was struggling with black. The edges of the brandy in this shot would go dark on the very edges. If I move the camera slightly higher or slightly lower, and I could never identify what it was seeing. It's sitting in a light tent. You know, you can see the setup there. I would get these dark spots in the brandy that I couldn't identify the source of them. Even I would sort of okay.
Right there. Now, here's the thing. You don't want to get rid of those, because if you do, you've got no edge to your glass. So what I would have even done is put a 2-inch strip of black here.
Okay.
and a 2-inch strip of black over here. So you did have a dark line on that glass. That's what
I see.
edges, that's what give you the edge. And even hanging one up here,
Mhm.
you know, with some thread up here to get it just so it angled off the rim there. So that
Mhm.
when we look at the glass,
The
there's
dark
a
side,
little bit of dark line up there.
excellent. I mean, I was trying to do that and wasn't successful. And I learned that was very helpful. The
Well-
dark spots I meant though were in the brandy itself.
Oh, in here?
Yeah, the brandy was getting dark. You can still see a little bit of darkness on the very edges of it compared to the center. And
Well,
now sometimes that was almost pitch black, and I didn't understand where that was coming from.
That's
What was
probably
it
coming
seeing?
from that negative area over there, but at the same time, remember, you're getting, this is thin glass here. You're starting to go around the glass. The glass is getting thicker and thicker and thicker as you go around, and that's why you get these little dark areas. You're starting to shoot through the glass sideways.
Ah, okay.
And it's blocking it off a little bit. You know, it's taking some light away.
Mystery solved. Well, this was a lot of fun. This is my first time here, and I'm thrilled that thank you.
Yeah, very good. And you're sort of approached it with a light tent thing, so you got a light behind it as well?
No, there's just the 2 speed lights on both sides. That's all I had.
Okay. Okay. Very good.
Thank you.
Did you have fun?
A lot of fun. Yeah.
That's what we like to hear, because it's supposed to be fun. All this is supposed to be fun. Mark Shaw.
Hi,
Wow,
Don.
Mark. Hey, Mark, how you doing?
I'm good.
Love your highlight there. Just so nice. And then what I love is your highlight over here where it's dark on the label, and then you hold your label up very nicely here. It's almost like, is that did you use Vivesa or did you use a spotlight? What are you doing here?
Vivesa.
Vivesa, yeah, absolutely. That's what I love that thing just for doing this. It's your built-in fill light. Yeah, really nice. And then back here, is that something behind the bottle or something back over here?
I originally had a white card. When I shot the bottle, I had a white card over on camera right. It's not in my setup shot, but yeah, over there.
Yep. And then the reflection of the white card in the amber bottle is lighting up the side of this. The only thing I think you needed, Mark, was a card behind that there to let that pop through, you know?
You know, I tried using some, I went to Michael's and bought some gold foil, and I tried playing around with it, but I could not get the angle of, angle of incidence, angle of reflection. I could not figure that out properly on that.
Well, back behind your glass here. So you got your light coming from the side, right?
Mm-hmm.
You'd have to put that gold thing like this. That would strike that angle reflection.
Yeah. And then shoot it. Yeah. So do a separate. Yeah. So
Separate
that's it.
shot.
So-
Yep. Separate shot. Just light that up and then
Yeah.
paint that back in, with a mask. Yeah. You probably could take, I'm serious here. You could probably take this into Vivesa. I would isolate this on its own layer, move it into
Yeah.
Vivesa, and I bet you could do a lot with it in Vivesa.
Okay. Sure. I can do that.
Yeah, do a little bit of a global brightening and then do the spot brightening.
Yeah.
There's your behind the scenes.
I didn't use that speed light that's in the top shot. That's just there so you could see the strip box and the translum over there.
Okay. This one here.
Yeah.
Okay.
I tried using that to light up the label and I didn't like it. So
No.
if you go to the bottom shot, you can see what I eventually did use. I used my little handy dandy 8200 there.
Yeah, when you try to did you take any hot spots out?
Because of the angle I shot, I didn't have to.
You didn't get any?
Because I watched that video. I guess one of the videos you had was from what's his name in Workflow, and he was doing the same technique. And what he did was he held his speed light up quite a ways above the bottle in order to to highlight the label without getting any hotspots.
Right. Well, the hotspots are easy to fix unless they're in the label,
Yep.
you know, so that's what'll happen. If you light it from the front, folks, you'll get these little bright, really bright hotspots there where it's reflecting that tiny little surface and you have to take them out. Judy.
Hi,
Hi, Judy. How are you?
I'm good. Thank you very much.
All right. So we got a special spot coming down on this, or did you do that in Photoshop?
No, there's 3 shots there. That's a shot coming down. I handheld
Okay.
strobe with a snoot on it.
Okay. So that's a shot.
Right.
And then you've shot it from, you shot the item and then you put something behind it to light it up.
Yes.
Very nice. Well constructed. I like the way, even though your stem thing is down here is in the shadow, it's still reflecting light. And it's still seeing that you know, beautiful shape to the snifter. Which is probably the other half of the reason why people like Brandy is, God, the glasses are beautiful. You know, nobody makes perfect glasses for their liqueur like Brandy. This is very nice.
Thank you.
Super good. Darn good. Let's see how you lit it.
Well, in this,
that's your
I didn't
basic-
take a behind the scenes for each shot. This is the first shot.
Sure.
2 strip lights. That's a shower curtain, plastic shower curtain. But I had to hand hold the shower curtain on the right side because I didn't have any way of holding it up. So that you don't see me doing that because I, couldn't do both things. But
Yep. Very nice. Amazon has a sale going on right now for booms, lightweight booms. They're $89 or $80, $79, $89.
a boom on a stand or
Yep, boom on a stand. Yep.
Okay.
Yep.
All right, check into that. Yeah, I obviously need a bit more tools.
Everybody needs one boom. Most people need 2.
Yeah.
To be able to put a light where you want it without having the stand be in the way of either the camera or in the background. You can't put a light over your shot. In other words, if you've got the stand sticking up in the middle of the back of your set. So, boom is definitely not a toy. It's definitely a necessity. At least one. Very nice, Judy.
All right.
Hey, Don,
Yes.
can I make a comment on that?
Yeah.
Yeah, I just want to say that in an emergency, if you don't have a boom, coat racks would work.
Yeah.
You can just hang your scrim on a coat rack.
Yeah. Yeah. Who knows how to make the poor man's stand? Anybody?
No.
Or the PVC pipes.
PVC pipe, right?
Get a paint can. And a nice wooden pole and cement. Put the pole over right here so it's not in the middle. Up there, fill the bucket with cement. The pole on the outside here, so you put your weight going this way, it's not going to tip over because you got all this cement. If you put the weight going that way, of course it will. But because you've offset the pole here, you have a working stand. You can do anything you want with this thing. But remember to put the pole to one edge. And then always work to the side with the cement. As far as putting a boom on it, you'd want it hanging out here. If you put a light stand on it, up here, you'd want to make sure that you had a sandbag or something. But if you wanted to put it 2 of them, like this, and then put something across, oh man, they're so steady. When I way back, I taught in a school, private school for photographers. And we needed stands and we just didn't have the budget. So we went out and got 20 paint cans and 20 poles and built them, and they lasted for 2 decades.
Huh.
So, yep. There's always a way to get it done. David, are you here? Yeah, Dave's here.
Yep, I'm here.
Yeah, I like how the color comes down into the glass here.
So do I.
Now, soft boxes and scrims? No, soft box. Right?
Softbox with a scrim.
Scrim, okay, so that's the edge of the scrim. So we got that beautiful light coming in here. The light on the glass looks really good. The color of the brandy looks really good. I love this red in here. Did you put something behind this when you shot it and then composite it, or?
No, I can't composite worth crap. So that's like that's the shot as it come.
Okay. What did you do to get this color back there? Or is that in your behind the scenes?
That's just the way it was. There was over on the right hand side, you see that little piece of that's the back of a 13 by 18 sheet of paper, and I was just holding it up about where it's standing, but I had to hold it up because I didn't want to go break out anything to work with. I was lazy.
Yeah. So you got in some ways you got lucky with the angle there of that white, because that looks really, really pretty. And the other thing that's happening is, look at this. This is a reflection in this of the decorative thing at the bottom. Coming up in there. It's really pretty.
I'm going to go back up today. My camera room is like 45 minutes away from me, but I'm going to go up today and because everything is still sitting there, and see if I can do something to get more of that emphasized in the picture, like maybe going higher or whatever. But I want to play with getting that in there because that's something that I didn't see until it was in Lightroom.
Well, back in the day, our policy was to never take the shot down until it was approved.
Yep.
Never take it down until it was approved. So for you guys, that means some of you are shooting in your living room. You can't do that. But if you can, leave it up, get the criticism, go back and say, okay, how can I, tighten the shot up? See what I'm saying? If you can. If you can't, you can't. So no problem. Thank you, David, very much.
Can I ask a question about this image?
Sure.
The black band in the bottom of the brandy. What is that? What is that? What's the brandy seeing that's causing that black band?
It's not the brandy. It's the glass and the brandy. Angle of incidence, angle of reflection, right? So the angle of incidence is straight at the glass. Come on, little line thing. Straight at the glass, and the angle of incidence is what? What you're seeing is the bugaboo of all commercial photographers. You're seeing the ceiling. There's no light up there, right? If there's no light, and if anywhere in this picture that there's no light, that's called studio black. That's what we refer to it. If you put a black card there, it's a black card. But anything around here is studio black, because all the light's concentrated right here. Everything else is, if you shot the picture and the strobe didn't go off, you're not going to get anything. You get a black frame, right? Especially if you're shooting something, even with the lights on. People don't think about that. Even with the lights on, you can have your tungsten lights on, because at 1/200th of a second at f11, you ain't going to have a picture. Not at ISO 100. There's just not enough light. Nothing's going to happen. You have a black picture. Always test your room by doing a shot at the aperture you've decided. Great. Turn the strobes off, take a picture, and see how much ambient light is in the room. You'll be surprised. Sometimes you kind of go, "Ooh, I better up the shutter speed a little bit because I'm getting window light that's affecting my shot." You want the room to be absolutely black if you're doing a shot like this. That way, your only lighting is what you're putting in.
I looked in every direction to figure out where the hell that black shadow was coming from.
Yep, it's
I
not
never
a
saw it
shadow.
straight up.
It's not a shadow. It's a reflection. You got to keep that in mind. It's not a shadow. It's a reflection. So, very nice. Craig.
Hey.
Wow. So cool. Craig wins the minimalist of the day award.
Yes.
You want some brandy? I'll put it in a glass and shoot it. And I won't shoot anything else. It's just brandy and glass, which makes it really fun. I could see this as the opening shot of a magazine with, a little bit of type right here, brandy, blah, blah, blah. What a great shot. This is portfolio material. Are you a shooter, Craig?
What do you mean?
Are you professional or?
Oh, no, I'm not a commercial photographer. I publish in like academic journals and that kind of thing, but I need to improve my lighting. Ergo, I'm here with you.
Yep. Yeah, looks really, really good. A couple of little things commercially. Now, this may not apply to what you normally do, but commercially, I would smooth that up, all those little imperfections there in the glass. And the best way to do it is frequency separation. Now, frequency separation is always used for skin. I don't use it for skin because it makes the skin look too plasticky for me. But for product like this, oh my God. Look on YouTube.
Okay.
You want to look for frequency separation action. Because there's a couple of guys who talk about frequency separation for product, and they actually give you an action that'll form all the folders that you need for that action for frequency separation. It sure makes it easier to do because I can't remember the order half the time of how to build the folders. This one has to be a reverse of that one and all that stuff. But when you have that action, and then you just take the brush and go like, just wipe over it and you're done. You're done. It's just perfect. So lovely shot. Stuck it down in a basically a light tent here and shot straight down into it. Yeah. Very cool.
I have a couple of questions. I used tea, and one thing I did is that I had it in a glass bowl, and I thought the tea looked good, but maybe not dark enough. And so what I did is I squeezed the tea bag, and I think I polluted the tea as a result.
Yep.
And so it always looked a little dirty. If you look really closely, it's sort of, you can see I tried to clean it up a little bit. And I just wonder, is that true? My belief that, like I played in Photoshop and the color was always like not quite right.
Yeah, this is another place where you could use Vivesa.
Okay.
Because you can grab that color with Vivesa and then you can really manipulate just that color. It won't manipulate the glass. It'll only manipulate the color you've chosen in the area you've chosen. You could do that with it. And Photoshop, of course, has some new wonderful ways to cut this out and then go into your luminances and stuff. If you're in Photoshop or if you're in Lightroom, you use all your HL panels, I think they are, to deal with it, but you could do that as well. If you're going to cook tea up for brandy, you might want to use like 2 or 3 bags.
Okay.
So it gets pretty dark, but once you squeeze it, you're going to get little pieces of tea to come out of it.
And should I have used maybe like F16 or higher?
Well, that's depending. I thought you did this on purpose. If you did it on purpose, I thought it was brilliant. Only the rim is in focus.
Right. It isn't. It is focused on the rim.
Because it's a whole different shot if you get it all in focus. It's a different picture. Not better, not worse. Different.
Okay.
And when we're looking down and we're seeing all these cut crystal things in focus, what are we going to lose? Depth.
Right.
Right now we see, we know if we're that close to a glass and we look into it, that's going to be out of focus down there. You bring that all into focus and it's going to look way different. It could look really cool or it could look not so cool.
Okay.
Yeah. Very good.
Thank you.
Love it.
Don?
Yes.
I'm a bit of a tea nerd, iced tea nerd. And I found that if you take fresh iced tea and put it in the refrigerator overnight, steep it overnight in just cold water, very often, as long as the tea is fresh, it comes out nice and clear. That's kind of a hack for getting clear iced tea.
Cool.
Just cook it. It actually tastes good. You can drink it. I didn't, just steep it in the refrigerator overnight. But the tea has to be fresh. And if you don't squeeze it, you'll get a nice, clear, murky, free brew.
Now, do do you think that my idea of doing more bags will make it darker?
To a certain extent, yes, absolutely.
Very good. Thank you, sir. Thanks, Bob. That's a good hack. Good to know. Really good to know. Lee. Is Lee here? Oh, Lee's got to be here. You're
Yes,
not
sir.
here? Oh, there you are.
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Yes,
I
I am
love
here. No, yes, I am. I am
love
in.
the fact that you've got these dark
Yes, I
books
am.
and everything, and yet your brandy is just glowing. Oh, this is a very nice shot. Be careful though, Lee, when you use your round things. We're picking up the round reflector here. Be careful. The round ones are, you got to build one, Lee. You got to build a square reflector. So you got to, I mean, a diffuser, right? You're using a diffuser here. Are you there?
Yes,
Okay.
yes.
Yeah. The other thing to do, Lee, on something
I
like
think that
this,
you can.
you're working very close to this bottle, is just to use a white card and shine your light at the white card. If you guys want to see a photographer, he's in South Dakota, Ken Howie, Howie. Ken does not own a softbox. He bounces all of his light off foam core. He shoots Fender guitars. He shot, he's retiring now. He shot Harley Davidson's, Triumph motorcycles, everything. Everything is lit from bouncing off white cards. That's it, because he can control the white card by where he shines his light. That's what I would have done here, Lee, is just use the white card and bounce the light off of it. Because your round diffuser is showing up in here. So be careful of that. I'm going to see the behind the scenes shot, see what you guys, do you have something behind the brandy to make it as bright as it is? Oh,
Yes.
I think she's on the road.
Yes. I don't know. You can.
Lee, we cannot hear you and your audio is really messed up. I'm sorry about that. Nice, but it's a very nice shot. Very nice shot. I love it. I love changing the angle up. Bob Royer.
Hi, Don.
Hi, Bob. Man, I love this horizon. So many people blow the horizon. You just really cooked it well. This is very nice. And your light down the side. Is this a single shot, Bob? Or,
Other than the flame was
flame was okay.
Yeah.
Flame was tagged in with a little bit longer exposure.
yes, exactly.
Look at how pretty the light is coming down that snifter. I like the way this happens in here. Candlestick holder looks good. Yeah, all in all, really, really nice shot. Okay. Softbox, scrim. Is this just paper or another scrim? Oh, it's
That's
another scrim.
Another
There we
scrim,
go.
yes.
So it's translum.
Yes.
Worth
I
its
have a-
weight and worth every penny you buy. It's not cheap. Translum is not cheap. It's not terribly expensive, but it's worth every penny, folks. Just
got a
comes in a
question.
roll.
I've got a question about strip boxes. I don't understand the difference between using say, like I did here, a 2x3. Rick said he had made a strip box out of his 2x3. What's the difference in the lighting using a strip box compared to something like this?
If you have a box, a box behind the scrim, the way you have it, your scrim's going to be pretty well even, right?
Right.
Way you have that coming in. A strip box, put it behind the same scrim and you put the strip over here. Now you get a gradient across the stuff.
Okay, yeah.
And then you can do something like you could do with yours. You could take the the scrim here, for instance, you could, if you wanted, there's no right way, it's not what you want. And you can put your softbox at an angle like this, which makes it brighter here and softer here as it gets farther and farther away from the scrim. So you can create gradients with the forward facing light, the reflected light for your picture. You can create a gradient for that.
And
that's the difference. That's the only difference.
Okay. And what about slapping a grid on the softbox? How does that affect it?
The grid is really only affects the side. A grid is like putting barn doors on. It's made so that something to the side. Here's a softbox. You've got a softbox like this, and you've got something over here you're photographing, right? You got the softbox aimed this way. This softbox is going to light up. You're going to see some of it here, right? On this thing here,
right. Yeah.
It's going to bleed out here, right? When you put a grid on it, you can focus that light right here because that grid's not letting that light see this. Only the thing right in front of it. If I talk to 9 out of 10 photographers and ask them why they're using a grid, they can't tell me. They think, well, they do it because the guy on YouTube does. Not a good reason. Know what it does. So what you do to test it, set your softbox up. You know what barn doors are, right?
Yes, yes.
They're barn doors. They do what barn doors do. They keep the light off the peripheral and keep it right here. Because if you're right in front of it, the light is just a pure softbox. So it doesn't change this at all. If you're shooting glassware at f/16, though, what happens? You get a grid. You know, be really careful with that. Did you ever notice that the Westcott softboxes have that giant lip on them? You know, and the white thing is set inside. It's because they're designed for people. So instead of a grid, they gave you basically barn doors on the side of your Westcott. They're great for people. They suck in the studio for product. They're not the softbox you want for product, because those great big barn door things, lips or whatever you want to call them around that thing, are going to be in your picture. Anything that's reflected can be in your picture.
Thank you.
Certainly. Christina Nolan.
I'm here.
Hi. So we
Hello.
set a couple of them upside down and put it on top.
Yep. Pretty color. Yep. I picked this one because I was happy with the color, but this is going to ruin it for everyone. When I showed my husband, he saw an orange floating in a glass. So I think my shadow is doing something weird.
You mean this black thing here?
Yeah, which I guess from listening to the other comment is the ceiling.
That's where it is.
But I did have it.
reflection.
I had it in a light box or whatever. So I'm not sure what it reflected. I didn't have it behind the scenes. I dismantled and realized I forgot to take it.
Did you put a light through the top or just had the white top?
Actually, you know what? I left the top open, so it is the ceiling then.
That's it. Because I was going to say, it couldn't come from anywhere else.
Okay.
So that, yeah. All right. So that's fun. That's fun. Now, you got to do this again and get rid of that reflection, because that's a very nice, clever shot. I really like the fact that you've got the entire rim working there. All of that's working. This is subtle down here. Yeah, do it again. Make it great. Stick it on Facebook and tag me.
Okay.
All righty.
Thank you.
Derek.
Hello.
Are you the
Long time.
basketball player, Derek?
Oh, yeah, he's my favorite.
All right. Very pretty. This background composited?
Nope, it's all one shot except for the cigar smoke.
Okay, so you moved it right into the fire
Yep. I put a candle in the bowl, which is just like a tree trunk that's been smoothed out, and it's, for a centerpiece.
Got it.
And so I wanted it to give it that sort of outdoorsy guy having a sip of brandy kind of shot.
Very nice. Well, that worked. Yeah, I thought that was a log with fire behind it.
Yeah, no, it's like a candle inside a bowl.
Nice. Clever.
I love candlelight.
Scar looks good. And yeah, I really do think a second shot with a white card back here, Derek, back there to pop something through this brandy would have helped it a little bit, but overall, not bad. Go into your nick and lighten this. The ways that I'm saying it is this color, boy, zoom, this color is too close to that color. You see what I'm saying? So if we pull it up with Vivesa, even if it's just the top, we pull it up with Vivesa, then it'll pull itself, the color will pull ahead of these muted tones back here. There's too much of that tone in here, so we got to bring that up.
All right. I've actually got Vivesa pulled up with that shot in it right now on the second screen.
There you go. Oh, there you go.
So yeah.
Nice. Nice.
And I used a LED light. So literally I shot 1/28th power with the 72-inch octa at the top. I just enough to give some color to the whole scene. And then it was a 3.2 second exposure, and I used an LED with a warming gel and just waved it above the brandy and the cigar.
Got it. Cool. I love the shadow. Yeah, it does look like somebody's just out somewhere. In a cabin. They got one fixture light above them.
Yep.
Fun. Joe Cosentino.
Hey, Don. This is my third desperation shot at midnight last night.
As the folks in Upper New York refer to him, Little Joey C.
Little Joey C. There you go.
Joey C. Okay. Brighten this.
Some more?
Brighten it. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. That's got to be the dominant color. Right now, it's not the dominant color. The blue is like, we got blue and then blue, and then we got the blue. You got to pull that way up, really way up. And then we're seeing the background through it.
Yeah, it's glass.
Yeah. Okay.
It's a frosted type glass I picked up at Michael's a while ago.
Yeah. Yeah. Did you do anything to the image? Did you after you shot it, did you pop the contrast or anything?
Just a little bit basic stuff, because it was like I said, I started this at midnight, was uploading it around 1 o'clock, so I didn't do a lot.
So let me ask you, are you shooting sRGB or Adobe on the camera?
No, Adobe RGB in the camera.
In the camera, Adobe RGB. That's what's happening. Adobe RGB is flatter than sRGB. Okay. Now, if anybody asks, should you shoot in sRGB? I don't think you should do anything in sRGB. I don't even get it. The web shows sRGB, but when you convert for your image to the web, Adobe takes care of it for you. Or if you're in Affinity, Affinity takes care of it for you. It makes it an sRGB. When you export for web, that's what it does, but it keeps the same colors. But when you're shooting an Adobe RGB and you bring it into Lightroom, it's going to be flat. And that's the first thing I thought. This is an Adobe RGB out of the camera, and you haven't played with the contrast sliders. You need to get into the channel sliders and just pull that black in a little bit, get a little bit of an S curve, and it'll clean it up so much better.
Okay.
Yeah, very cool.
Can I say something though?
Yeah, go ahead.
If you shoot Pro, it doesn't matter if you shoot sRGB or Adobe RGB. You can put the color space in Lightroom or Photoshop then later after. So it doesn't matter much what color space you choose on camera. That's related only to the GPA
JPEGs.
photos.
Yeah, I put the camera on Adobe. I put Lightroom on ProPhoto. and I
Yes,
put,
that's just for the back screen on the camera. Just, but again.
oh no, on back,
back
yeah, it's not going to make any difference.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
I mean,
it doesn't
but
matter
if
what
you're
you
shooting
choose.
raw, you're shooting everything.
Yes.
You know, it's just a color space. But when you import it in, you're bringing that color space with you. So I would just assume I'd leave my camera on Adobe. I use ProPhoto in Lightroom because I want all the colors I can get. I export into Photoshop. Photoshop converts it to an Adobe 1998 that looks as close to that ProPhoto as it possibly can be. Adobe's algorithms are top notch. And then because the image in Lightroom is a different color space than in Photoshop, but Photoshop converts it to Adobe and it looks the same. I've pulled them up, you know, many shots in Lightroom and Photoshop. Looks pretty darn close. So sometimes the reds will fade a little bit. Sometimes the blues won't be quite what
Yes,
what you wanted, but you're not really going to see it unless you're doing it side by side. Then when I export for the web, I use Legacy, Save for Web, and that converts it to an sRGB, but it converts it as close to the Adobe RGB as you possibly can get.
Yes, but again,
be
it's
hard pressed
very different, very much difference from Adobe Colors to sRGB.
Yes.
I've seen that too much. That's why
Yes.
I work only on sRGB to be consistent in everything.
Well, believe me, try it my way. Try it.
I've done that.
Stay in Adobe 1998.
Yeah,
When
I've
you
done that for
convert it
years.
to sRGB through the Legacy, you'll have a hard time seeing the difference. If you convert it to sRGB, you will see the difference. If you apply
Trust me,
profile.
I've tried everything. It's not. It's again being the difference in printing, in web viewing, in everything. Colors will not be the same as you see them on Adobe RGB.
Yeah.
They
Oh
will
no,
change on sRGB.
it's a much smaller color space. I used to worry about it for printing, but my printer prints Adobe RGB.
Oh.
So I'll just do that. I don't shoot that much for the web. I shoot for printing. Andrea.
Okay.
Andrea, how are
Yes.
you?
I'm fine, thank you. Thanks.
Very nice. So you use the fire to brighten your brandy back there.
Yes, I wondered if it would take the color closer to what it should be. Though I don't really know what the real color of brandy is, but
It's dark iced tea. What you needed was some white cards over here to put a highlight down the side of your glass. This side of the glass we can see, this side of the glass is gone. Do you see that?
yes,
We needed
yes.
something over here to reflect onto that curve so we get a little bit of a highlight. Doesn't have to be a big one, can be a very small one, just something to delineate that glass so that we get down there. But your
Yes.
fire behind this looks great. That looks fine.
Thank you.
Kind of sitting at a little bit of an angle. That's fun too. See your behind the scenes.
Well, I just made a quick sketch of it. It's far behind because I put it late and I just had a little sketch. I didn't have a real photo of the BTS.
Oh, okay. Okay.
But there's not much more, in fact, than what you already see. Just the glass and the fire and the camera straight on. So.
Okay. Carla.
Hi, Don.
Hi, Carla. How are you?
Good, and you?
Still playing with the meter?
Yes, I am actually.
Making more sense?
A little bit.
Good.
Yeah, it is definitely
Good.
getting there.
Good. This is, well, Carla is a photographer in South Africa. She's a very, very good photographer and sort of fell into specializing in bottles and gin and wine. And your area, you've got a lot of vintners and the whole bit. And take a look at her website. It's Carla McMahon. Is it Carla McMahon photo or is it Carla McMahon.ca?
It's carlamcmahon.ca.za or .com.
Yeah.
I've got both domains.
Yeah. Check it out, carlamcmahon.com, and you'll just be excited and blown away. Beautiful work. Love this.
Thanks, Don.
Love this. This is so clever, getting all the wood back here and having it come into this, because brandy is all about wood. It's the wood that it's made in that makes the thing. So these aren't even being used, are they?
They are. They're like casting a bit of a shadow there in the top right. Yeah.
Got it. Okay.
It was so bright. It was that light, that 8200 at the back right there was really lighting up the whole background. So I just put those in to try and block some of the light in that area.
Yeah. How beautiful. Then you've got your highlight down the side here, which is this.
And there's
is there another light, or is it just the one light
behind there? No, there's a light behind there with just a normal reflector to make that highlight.
Okay, so there is a strobe behind here.
There's a strobe behind there, yes.
Okay. Fill cards on this side or no?
No.
All right.
Then it's actually two shots. That snoot straight at the back is just lighting the brandy in the bottle. And then that casted a completely different shadow. So I just used that shot for the bottle because I wanted to light up the label. The label's like, not the label, but on the bottle, there's like that black emblem, and that wasn't coming through. So the snoot is basically just lighting that.
Oh, okay.
But that was a separate shot. Yeah.
That's a lot of brandy to have light come through. You really had to pump it.
I think I did. I think it was at full power. Yeah.
Yeah. Really have to pump it to get it to come through there. That's very clever. Very cool. Love it.
And I had to get it so high because obviously with the angle of incidence, it just wasn't lighting it. And then I realized I must look at how my camera is pointing and work out where the light must be. And then all of a sudden the brandy lit up.
I like it. Beautiful shot. Alan. Alan, are you here? Well, it's a lovely shot, Alan. You got some nice highlights here. I love your table kind of skewed here. This looks really good. We need something, maybe a little bit something back behind this to pop out the color a little bit. We're seeing a lot of black liquid where we should see gold liquid. So something behind there might help it. But the bottle is shot beautifully because we never lose it to the background. Not bad at all. Not bad at all. I love this little reflection thing happening down there. Gives it depth, even though it's small to the eye, it still is picked up. Oops, fix that. Okay. That's clean. That's very clean. Nicely done. Patricia Keegan.
Hi.
Hi, our second runner-up for minimalist of the day.
Yeah, definitely.
Really? Yeah. Clean. All the way around. We never lose the glass. We never lose the glass. It's a little bit darker against the background there. And then as we come around, it gets a little brighter against the background, but we never lose the glass. That little guy, those little black, those lines here, I would smooth those out. I would grab Vivesa, plant a point here, make your radius about that much around it, and just brighten the center of this area. pull it up just a little bit, fix the little things that are, you know, here and there, willy-nilly on it. And then add some contrast, pop your contrast, because it's very flat down here. And I think if you pop a little bit of contrast, you're going to make a big difference.
Yeah, Don, I was just wondering the things that you pointed out about smoothing them out. I was trying to figure out where they were coming from. Like they look like reflections of.
They are reflections. There's something down on your surface that they're reflecting.
I was trying to decide, was it the glass? But I'm not sure that it was.
Nope, this is over here. This, see the angle of reflection?
Yeah.
Over there. See, yeah, it's that. Those lines right there.
Oh, right.
The only way to get rid of these lines is to get yourself some white gaffer's tape and tape these boards flat and then tip it up, and you won't have that line. But the rough cuts here, those are going to show. Absolutely. And then you've got them back.
Good. Well, at least that solves that problem.
Huh? What's that?
I said that solves that problem. The only other question that I really had was if I wanted to put a card in, I was messing a bit with the gold card, but it didn't seem to be doing anything useful. So I wasn't sure if I had it in the right place. So
well, one thing you can do though, you've got your brandy sniffer here, right? You can just take your hand and hold a card here and take your other hand and hold a flash up here at like 1/28th, right? Just flash that card. It doesn't matter if it flares this out and it's like, oh, it's just too bright. Doesn't matter, because all you're going to do is paint back in that part.
Yeah, I suppose I was trying to do it all in one go, which
yeah,
probably a bit complicated.
Yeah. Oh, believe me, back in the day, that's all we could do. We had no other options. There was no Photoshop, and we would use piano wire and all kinds of wild ways just to put that little card, you know, at the right angle, and it would take hours and hours. And you'd cut it, and you'd cut it too small. Now you have to start again. You'd cut it, and it's too big. Then you'd cut it again, and it's too small, and you have to get another card. It's just on and on. Now, boom, pop it, and you're done.
Okay, I'll try that. Okay,
Very
thanks.
Good. Matt.
Hey, Don.
Hey, Matt. Good to see you.
Thanks.
I like your angled horizon there. The brandy looks or whatever this is, looks very clear here. Very warm, looks really cool. And then you've got all these cool colors back here to set it up. Nice. It looks like the glass is dripping. Is it dripping or what's going on there?
Yeah, I wasn't aware of that until I got it in post. Yeah, I think when I poured it, there was just some little splashes. I don't even know how that happened because it poured straight down in the bottom.
Okay. Light's real clean. This is a scrim?
It's a strip box behind a scrim.
Okay. And what's this guy doing?
That is putting some light on the cheese plate, and I was trying to get the rim, and that may not be the exact. I had a couple different setups, so that may not be the exact one for this shot.
There's definitely some light coming down on the top of this thing here.
Yeah.
Yeah, I like this. I like your little shadow, your little light coming through this and throwing a shadow, colored shadow in there. Well done, Matt.
Thanks.
Oh my, Natalia.
Yes, hi.
Hi, how are you? Wow.
Well, I am
shot.
okay.
Really pretty shot.
Well, thank you very much. Yes, I have a vision, something else, but in the end, I'm happy with what I've got because I'm not very good in Photoshop. So I try to learn to use what I've learned in terms of editing. It's one shot. I used 3 sets of lights, 2 soft box from each side, and a beam from the behind to give it that glow that you see it in the back.
Yeah, it's really pretty. It's very pretty.
Thank you. Thank you.
I could really see this. some type. Make a very nice ad. It's got that great little highlight right there that just pops it, and we're getting these little highlights down here that are fun. I don't know if you've got your shot yet, right? But I really think you're close here, Natalia. I would keep playing with this until it just jumps off the page. Okay. I don't know what's going on with this dark area by here, a little bit brighter here.
Yes,
But I
the
like
dark
it.
area. I have
I really like
wrong,
it.
Yeah, I'm sorry. I have submitted the wrong photo. I took the shadows in the back of the glass, and it popped the glass more. So this one was the wrong photo. I know what you're talking about.
Yeah.
I have another photo. I wanted to submit it first. It's a brandy with the smoke on top. If you can take a look at that as well.
Well, tag me in Facebook, and I'll go take a look.
Well, it's actually the last photo in this map folder.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Is this your setup?
This is my setup.
Okay.
It's
yeah. Nice setup. Setup looks good. I really say you've got something going here. Let's just keep finessing it until you maybe put a card behind it and fire the strobes to see what happens with that. Aim the card at the strobe so it's getting bright. Don't aim it obliquely because it won't light up, and see what happens there. Photoshop wise, it's very easy. Okay. You take the shot that you did the white card with, and you put it in Photoshop. That's layer 1. Then you move this shot over without the card. That's layer 2. You add a mask to it, and with a soft black brush, you just start painting right here. And you keep your brush at about 20%. So if you do this, you don't just expose everything. You just brush it, and you keep off the places where the card was. Just keep brushing until you get the highlights and the color you want. It's that simple.
okay. So you mean taking all this black from the bottle?
No, you only take from it what you want. This is your main shot. You're just going to brush back in lighter color where you want it. Where you want it.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah.
Nice. Anthony, what the hell, Anthony?
Hi, Don.
I thought you were dead.
No, I'm here. It's good
I
to
had
be
an art
back.
director say that to me a couple of years ago. He says, Don Giannetti. I said, yeah. He goes, I thought you were dead. I'm like, what? Anthony is down in Tobago?
In Trinidad. Yeah.
How you doing, my friend?
Good. Thanks. I'm glad to be back. I've been looking forward to this for a while now.
How is Sarita?
Sarita's I spoke to her a little while ago, and she's not too bad. She's coming along.
Is she? Good.
Yeah.
Good. All right. So tell us about your shot. Love your shot. Love the colors in here.
Thanks.
Too short to remove the strobe reflections. Okay. Yeah.
Yeah. So I used a diffusion panel behind with a grid spot. The setup shot, you can see the grid behind the diffusion panel. Then I needed some fill for the label, so I used a 10-degree grid just to bring out to fill in those shadows at the front. But then that made some weird reflections on the glass, so I shot another frame without that front grid and did a composite.
Yeah, it's just really beautiful. There's so many things to like about it. The highlight here, the very nice way you've got the label lit up, the reflection of this in the cognac down here, and then of course this beautiful color that's coming in, and then we get the reflections, which are just fun. It's really a nice shot.
Thanks. Thank you.
All right. I keep telling my wife that you need me to come down and help you, but she thinks me coming to Trinidad that I just go down and have a lot of fun. I told her, no,
Gosh,
no, Trinidad's not fun. No, it'd all be work.
It's a lot of work, but there's a lot of
work. Yeah. We could have a beer or two here and there. Lovely shot. Love your
Thanks.
set. Is this your studio?
That's my living room.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, moved out to the studio for a while now, just to work out my living room for products now.
Absolutely. I know there's oh, this is our Andrea's picture here. There's a couple of photographers here in Phoenix who have literally cleared the stuff out of their living room, you know, and turned it into studios. Because commercial space, ladies and gentlemen, commercial space is getting outrageous. You would think that it would be coming down because so many square feet are sitting empty. You would think wrong. It's going up. It's just crazy. Getting a little 1,000 foot studio here. I used to pay $1,100 for 1,000 square feet. Now this was 15 years ago. And now that 1,000 square feet's almost $3,000. It's just crazy. It's crazy. All right, Andrea, we see what you did here. Nice. And Natalia Stelia.
Sorry, that's the second photo that I was talking about.
Oh, okay.
All
right.
It's okay.
Yeah, that's fine. That's really pretty with your smoke coming in here. This is where we get that dark area. This is where we need that card back behind it. You can, for something like this, it's fairly simple. So this is your glass, right? And your light's coming from, looks like over here.
Yep.
Okay. So back behind here, you cut a little card and you stick that card like that. So that light's hitting this card. And then when you that's your glass here. So it's hitting it. And then the camera sees through the whiskey to that white card. And in this case, you don't even have to use Photoshop. You just need a card about that big back there and it'll do the job.
Okay.
Yep.
I'll try to do that. Thank you.
Mm-hmm. All right. All right. Well, very good. Hey, folks, guess what? Assignment 2 is up. It's a pour shot. It's a simple pour shot, as if there was such a thing. It's a simple pour shot. Take a look at the video. Look at some of the examples there. And remember that you've got to light your pour from behind. If you light anything from the front and it's pouring out of a bottle or a pitcher, you light it from the front, it's probably not going to show. It's just, you got to get that light coming through it. So backlight, backlight, backlight. There's 3 places you can use a light in still life. One's in the back, one's in the side to the back, and one's in the other side to the back. They're never in the front unless you have a specific look in mind and you can pull it off. And there are photographers who pull it off very well. So, and the album for the second shoot is already up. So everything's ready to go. Thank you, everybody, for attending. What a great class. I hope everybody learned something from watching everybody else's review. It's been a blast. Some of you guys I haven't seen for a while. Anthony, Tom Siebert. I mean, I see some names up there. I'll see you guys next time as well, I hope. Have a great one, folks.
Thanks.
Bye, everybody.
Bye, everyone.